Yo, what the fuck is good? How y'all doing? How y'all feeling? How y'all? Some of us just wanted more, man. Some of us just wanted more, man. Some of us are really just doing second streams, man. Who's doing 2 streams in a day? Some of us just wanted more, man. Hey, can I get some W hunger in the chat? Some of us just wanted more, man. For some of us, it's about more than just dollars. It's just about W hunger, man. It's about W hunger. Jackson Ray, man. Good to see you in the chat. That's an OG name right there. Jackson Ray 07. Jackson Ray 07. You mean the Cash Cat shorter Jackson Ray? You mean slammed shorted the top of the Vlad coin Jackson fucking Ray 07? You mean Apple call longer Jackson Ray? Come on, bro. They don't really know that I know what everybody in this chat holds. That's what they don't really know. They don't really know that I know what everybody in this chat holds, including the Jerker, including Pipe Bomb 33, including Venture Coinus. What's good, Filecoin? I could go down every list. Proof of Work 69, Oil Longs, Venture Coinus, Filecoin. I go down every name in this whole list. Jackson Ray, Cash Cat Short, Apple Longs, Tulip King, Eli Lilly Longs, Apple Longs. I could go down every single name in this entire list. Every name in this entire list, bro. I know what everybody holds. Everybody holds. It's a movie, man. Welcome back to the stream. Welcome back to the stream. Welcome back. Wavy 80, I hate to say it. Take Two Interactive. I'm sorry. Take Two Interactive. I'm sorry. Viblet, Moncock, of course. I know what everybody's got, man. Come on. All right, it's a big stream today. Second stream of the day. Moncock. Rockefeller. I don't know, dude. I don't know. I think hype. I think you have hype, Rockefeller, but I don't entirely know. I don't entirely know what you have. You know, it's funny. Like people don't want to say what they hold when I ask for tickers. Then they ask me, threadguy, what do I hold? And I'm like, what do you want me to do? So anyways, welcome back to the stream. If you're watching on YouTube or Twitter and you would like to chat, that would be twitch.tv/threadguy. It is a rare, no longer rare second stream of the week, of the day, excuse me. Did you change it, put that suit back on? Yeah, I did. I wore it, then I went to the gym, and then I took a shower, then I put it back on, so it's clean. It's clean. In 8 minutes, we have the Ansem interview. That's my goat, man. We've done quite a few. Like, I think I did my first Ansem interview in, it was IRL. I did it IRL, and I was in New York, actually. I haven't seen you wear the same suit twice. Same day, it doesn't count. I could wear the same suit twice in a day. How many suits do you have? Many billionaires, liquid funds, exchange founders are asking me a similar question. And if I can't answer it for them, I don't think I can answer it for you. I think my first Ansem interview, I've done a lot. I did this one IRL at the old setup. I did this one on the Solana account with Toli. I did this one. And I think I did this one. I forgot about this. 2025. And I think the first one was this. 2024 with Ansem. Yeah, 2024 in New York City. Bro, it's 2024. Please include timestamps. This is when I did the first one. Look at my hair. My shit was crazy. Insane. So we've come a long way. And look, I think it's obviously a lot to talk about with Ansem every single time. I think what we talk about in the stream every single day and the topics that he covers sort of like converge on very similar ideas. So yeah, if you have questions that you would like to ask while we are live, twitch.tv/threadguy in the chat. I'm going to be reading it. I was flying out for interviews. I flew out to interview Ansem. Ansem and Keone from Monad were who I interviewed on that New York trip. I think that was the only reason I came, was just for that. It was worth it as well. So if you have any questions, rip them in the chat. But I don't know. We've just been kind of ripping interviews again. I like it. We did Left Curve Maxing this morning to talk about FWA, Pico Bottom, by the way. I enjoyed that. Last week we did quite a few. We had Adam, a lot of FWA founder on. We did Bubble Boy last week. We've just been kind of ripping interviews, and the clips do really well after. So I am excited for Mr. Ansem. It's also at a kind of a bizarre time in the market. Like, I hate to be that guy, but Bitcoin looks not bad once again. Stock market is an absolute peril right now. DRM is 47 and it looks awful. Stocks was down 13%, DRM's down 9%, Qs are disgusting. Nasdaq a little bit of a bounce. Everything looks pretty bad. At the same time, you have this little Shaw's looking rough. Thanks, man. You have this like little pocket of on-chain experimentation that wants to look good but doesn't quite. You have Ansem, of course, 170 mil, and it looks pretty good. You have FWA, which you know that I like, 20 mil. It looks pretty good. You have like a little pocket of stuff that's interesting. You have Pawns 35. At the same time, you have Pump, looks decent. Lighter is having a sick day. The type of day that would make you feel optimistic about where we're at. The Lighter hype chart, by the way, is let's go with the word interesting, to say the least. Lighter hype. It's kind of bottomed, like really bottomed in June, but it kind of bottomed in March. You have Pump, obviously I think Pump looks really good. You know, I like Pump. And there are some interesting spots right now. So I kind of think of the Ansem interview as like the biannually check-in on the world. I want to talk about on-chain. I want to talk about what the 2023 bottom looked like. I want to talk about alts right now. I want to talk about the stock rotation. I want to talk about sort of everything in between. So yeah, it's like our check-in. It's like our breath of the market check-in. So if you're watching on YouTube or Twitter, or wherever you are watching and you want to chat, once again, the only place that I read the chat is twitch.tv/threadguy. We probably have him for like an hour. Then I'm going to get off and I'll be back on in the morning. He's going to be on in 3 minutes. He's going to be in 3 minutes. What do you want me to ask him when he comes on? I'll ask him most questions. I'm not going to ask the dumb shit, but I'll ask him most questions, I would imagine. I will ask him most of your questions. I'll ask him most. Can you ask him about Epic and Mando? Maybe. Ask him about FWA. Of course I will. What the fuck happened to hype? D-Nat, we should do a hype segment tomorrow. I kind of think it's this like US regulation shit is what it feels like to me. The KYC stuff. I don't know. The KYC stuff, and then Lighter has been like grinding the CFTC. I kind of think it's that, potentially. Like, there's some very relative. Also, the SK Hynix situation. Can you ask him what he thinks about the Clarity Act? Sure. Ask him what sets him apart, what's he done differently. They mentioned XYZ as a third-party team on his SK Hynix book. Yeah, there's also that, like, trade XYZ drama about them potentially leaving. I don't really know where that started, but I can say by having Jeff on. I'd love to have Jeff on. I think that'd be a lot of fun. I think Jeff would be a lot of fun. I would imagine it happens at some point. Ask him any book recommendations. I will do that. Producer Luke in there whenever you're ready. Jeff interview would be dope. Also Georgia Tech question would be great. I know, I forget he went to Georgia Tech. It's crazy. What's the XYZ drama? I don't really know. I wasn't like paying that much attention. Like SK Hynix, trade XYZ. There was some weird liquidation stuff. Love your phrase. Thanks for the gift. There was some weird. I'll bookmark this. Jordy Alexander posted it after I was off stream, I think. There's some weird like tracking Oracle situation with. If TG don't know, I probably don't know nowadays. Yeah, we don't miss much. It happened after I got off stream. Like the coverage of it happened after I got off stream. So I will cover it at some point tomorrow in the morning. But I think they had some weird Oracle like thing happen, and then there is some massive liquidations on TradeX Physique. Luke, when he comes on, tell him to tweet twitch.tv/threadguy. Do me right. Ask him about VVV equity. Nice. Let me actually ask that. Let me add that. VVV equity. I like that question. I'll ask him about that. Sweaty from YouTube Game checking in. It'll be on like any second probably. Twitch.tv/threadguy. Clark, what's good, brother? How are you? Anything else? VV equity. I have a ton for him. What's good, Mando? What's good, Mando? Thready reads all the comments. It's insane how fast his mind work. Working fast and working well are very different. Ask him about FWA. Come on, brother. You think I'm not gonna ask him about my bags? What do you think? What do you think that this is? G Mando. What's Epic at? What's Mando Epic at? That's what I want to know. Mando Epic. What's good, Phantom? Phantom Wallet in the chat. How did they get that little emoji? How did they get that little emoji? It's the Phantom. How did they get that? How will the meme coin be in the next 2 to 3 years? Give Phantom some love, chat. W Phantom. How did they get that little emoji? What is that? Where did they get that from? Are you becoming an unk? Man, how do you even like quantify unk? What does that even mean? First, to ask me if I'm becoming an unk, you have to quantify what does it mean to be an unk. Phantom Wallet, you got 10 soul you can spare me? Hey, Phantom, you mind if I can hold 1,000 soul? This is epic. Look at this chart. It's actually ridiculous. Shut up, Mando, bro. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this chart. Gotta have supreme wisdom to be an unk. We're allowed to ask Ansem for money. Sure, in the chat. In the chat, you can. Duve candle. By the way, I feel like moving to market open is such a W because all of the topics that we would be discussing right now at close have been rediscussed on the TL for hours. Like many hours. Like many hours. We'll give Ansem a couple of minutes. He'll be here. We didn't really miss all that much. Hello, is this Ansem? Yes, I am Ansem. We didn't really miss all that much. Like, after open, really nothing happened, and close was sort of uneventful. 4, I forget it's even 4. I get news from your stream versus covering the day. Yeah, it's a extremely superior way. Pull up some of the memes of the poster. It might be our best poster yet, actually. All right, he's in the waiting room. Let's go. I'm gonna get up real quick, Luke. I'll toss him over to you. I'm gonna throw the Phantom waiting room sign on. Audio's muted and run it. He's in. All right, baby. All right, let's get it, chat. Shout out to Ansem. Also, as always, shout out. Powered by Phantom. Phantom, we love you. I appreciate you. You guys are awesome. Thanks for being here in the chat with me. Let's bink a little Ansem interview. Luke, is he good? If you're watching on YouTube, Twitter, whatever, twitch.tv/threadguy. And let's fucking get it. Luke, is he good? All right, let's go. Yo, what's up, man?
Yo, what's good, brother? How we doing?
I'm good, man. Good to see you, dude. New
Good to see you,
setup,
bro.
different setup.
Yeah, I got the new crib, so this is my office over here. I feel like last time we did an interview, I was at your spot, I think.
I was just going through like the history of threadguy Ansem interviews. Bro. There's quite a few. It's like our bi-yearly interview.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
What
bro,
was
how
the
you liking
first one?
streaming?
I'm enjoying it, bro. Like I feel like at first it was kind of awkward getting in the flow of like, okay, I gotta come with topics and I gotta go back and forth with Banks on the topics. Because it's different streaming on your own and just talking about stuff. Like I'm just looking at charts and looking at the chat, like, what do y'all want to hear me talking about? Then coming up with like, no, this is what happened this week.
Yeah.
These are the content topics we need to cover, and then like branching out into areas I don't have as much depth in and going back and forth conversationally. It's been interesting. I like it though. I'm getting better at it for sure.
You guys are in a sick flow.
Yeah, I know. Appreciate you, bro. I
Brian
feel like
Armstrong,
we're getting
bro. What did you think?
Bro, I thought it was good. I feel like he's way more relatable on camera than he
Fully
is
agree.
just like on the timeline, and like super smart guy. I think what people don't realize with like his position is how fucking die hard you have to be to succeed in doing that. Bro, every single exchange, crypto exchange from like 2012 is dead. Like besides him, like in the US for sure, Mt. Gox gone. Bittrex basically gone. Bitstamp not really existing. Like they're all just not doing well. What's up? Poloniex gone. Like
I don't even know what
it's
that
basically
is.
just Coinbase. Yeah, so you don't even know what they are, bro.
You
Those are
named
like the
a
big
couple ones. I'm
ones.
like, I don't even know what he's saying.
Exactly. But yeah, they crushed and they've done like a great job in the US for crypto. So I was glad we got to get him on. He
How'd
did
you
good
feel
work.
about BitMEX?
BMX like closing down, bro.
Yeah.
That's pulling on the heartstrings, bro. You know, Arthur and I feel like Arthur's like my dad on CT, bro. Like he is like everybody learned how to trade perps because of BitMEX. Like I don't think people that's crazy. He created fucking the
He
24/7
really
perp.
created the perp.
Like what the fuck? That's just crazy.
Wow. What do you think
Uh,
happened? Like what happened to BitMEX? Why did they just get like arbed out?
I mean, they were the ones that like took a big risk in not being very strict on the rules around allowing like everybody to get on somehow. Like you weren't supposed, I mean, even still as a US, like you're not really supposed to be able to trade these perps. But BitMEX platform didn't really do a very like aggressive job of blocking people, like geo blocking. And so
Mhm.
obviously they got in a fuck ton of trouble for that. And then I think like they lost market share kind of like when all the lawsuits and stuff was going on, but that was the main reason. But they did really well early on. I mean, they were crushing it at one point. At one point, like Asia, because they were in Hong Kong, Asia was like the dominant place where all crypto happened. Like it was Bitcoin mining with fucking Jihan Wu and Bitmain, and then it was like all the major crypto exchanges were also like Asian exchanges. All the major funds were like Asian funds. Like they dominated crypto for a really long time. I actually don't really understand why China went so heavy against, like flipped against crypto, but I guess it's because they felt like it's something they couldn't control and they'd rather have like the nationally like regulated whatever stables, whatever. But yeah, Asia dominated crypto for a long time.
Yeah, I was
So
crazy to see. It was crazy to see everyone quote tweeted all their stories, like flood. Like it was like I was like, damn man, I missed a golden pocket. But
yeah,
anyways, it's our biannually, and a lot's happened since I think the last time we did it.
yeah.
It was like end of 2025 maybe. Um, I wasn't sure where I wanted to start because you tweet a lot at people and like you're pretty easy to get questions to, which is awesome. But you have this one tweet July 3rd.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm paraphrasing a little bit, but you say that you have never been this bullish on crypto in your entire life,
Yeah.
it is like a bottom tick on Bitcoin, but it's also, how is that possible? I'm reading that and I'm like, man, bless him for feeling this way, but actually, how is that possible? Like, do you mean that?
I genuinely do mean that. And I'll tell you the reason why I mean it. So the times when I've made the most money in crypto is when everybody else believes that crypto is dead, but there's like fundamental value being created underneath that's just like progressing slowly and slowly and slowly and slowly. Like it was really hard for most people to be bullish on Solana at the end of 2022 after FTX blew up. But if you were like there at breakpoint and you saw all the builders there, you saw like all the energy there, there were a ton of people like super enthused about Solana and focused on the future of crypto. And we're kind of in a similar spot now where like AI's fucking dominated all the risk returns. Stocks have been up fucking 100x, and crypto's been kind of like the sad kid in the corner. It's underperformed everything, but like behind the scenes, everything is getting like better and better and better. And that's just like not even on the infra side. I feel like roll-ups like are much farther along than they were a few years ago. We see what's going on with like Robinhood chain. I think Solana's obviously improved its infra underneath like significantly. And like regulatory wise, I feel like the landscape is getting a lot better for just like builders in the US. We'll see if Clarity Act gets passed this year. But I think like just the sentiment on building in crypto is just a lot better now than it was a few years ago. And that's like at the same time as sentiment is essentially guttered. And the reason I think that actually it's going to be like an even better time to be building crypto now is like what people aren't thinking about with AI is like AI makes software a lot more easily accessible for everybody. And so right now it's a lot easier to build and like create apps than it was in the past. Like anybody really, not anybody, but as a like strong senior developer, you can make apps a lot quicker and a lot more in depth than you could previously. And for those startups, crypto is by far the best place to get access to liquidity immediately. So it's kind of like if you're a startup, you're two different buckets. There's like the startups like Anthropic and OpenAI, which are fucking near $1 trillion valuations. Yeah. It can raise infinite from Silicon Valley. It's not hard for them to raise it and do well. But then there's the other startups, like the builders who are really smart, but maybe they don't have like immediate access to all this VC funding. And for those people, I think it makes a lot more sense for them to build in crypto, where these permissionless blockchains, you get access to liquidity immediately, and anybody with a wallet, if you're able to get distribution, is going to see your app like really quickly. You don't have to go through any bullshit with trying to raise a round or anything like that. So those are the two main things with AI. And then also I think mobile is going to be huge for crypto this cycle.
Mobile's getting good.
Mobile's getting really
People
good.
forget like, last cycle, like By the way, I see invested Moonshot. Shout out to Moonshot. Yeah. But all things considered, we've come a long, even from that, we've come a long way from mobile. You know what I mean?
In 2023, so we had like the really big exchanges, okay, like Coinbase, Bybit, Binance, whatever. But like the on-chain landscape for like mobile apps is so much better now than it was back then. And like if you remember in 2023, we had Pepe do really well, but the other trade that year did really well was fucking Unibot. I don't even know if people really remember Unibot.
The Telegram trading bots.
Bro, Unibot was like, oh, this is revolutionary. We can trade one click on Telegram. We scan the CA, we can trade immediately. Bro, like that was revolutionary.
That was revolutionary.
In 2023.
It's still like, pretty good. OG Bonkbot too.
Yeah, OG Bonkbot, Unibot. But the reason that was revolutionary is because even for crypto native people who already have money on chain, it was just so much better to have a pro interface where you can immediately one-click trade all these things. And now it's like we have those, but mobile for retail focus. Like not even the people who are crypto native. Like FOMO is fucking crushing it. Like Pump Fund has their mobile app. There's a ton of other teams building mobile apps for like trading perps and trading on chain. And I think if you continue to see retail find those easily, that's how you have the same amount of people trading like on DraftKings in the mobile app or at FanDuel in the mobile app, trading literally on-chain coins and trading perps. And that's where I think you can see a lot more net new like liquidity come into, like that has never come in really to crypto before. It's really just been like, okay, you have a Coinbase account, they have 100 million users, but it's like before, if you had a Coinbase or Robinhood account, you had to wait for the coins to get listed there. And that's why Doge did so well in 2020 and 2021, because when it got listed on Robinhood and Elon's pushing it nonstop, everybody had a Robinhood account. So everybody was like, okay, I'm just going to buy $5 a Doge, $10 a Doge, $100 a Doge. And that's why it went to fucking nearly 100 billion market cap, because everybody was on there and it was like, okay, this is the crypto thing I'm going to buy. But now it's like everybody should be a lot easier able to buy all these things. So that's like another part of my.
Yeah, people forget how much better mobile's gotten, and even like how ingrained it is, like how ingrained Phantom Wallet is in people's brains now that it's been here for as long as it's been here. Okay, here's one more philosophical crypto question for you. Like, there's a guy I follow on Twitter, Suspended Cap, I think is his name. I really like it. It's like a Pepe PFP. I'll send you it. You probably follow him. Contrarian Cap, something like this. Yeah. Does any part of you at your worst moments think that crypto and like euphoria in crypto existed as this like ZERP phenomena when there was stimmies and there was infinite money and liquidity that had to go somewhere, You couldn't really invest in AI yet. The memory trade didn't make sense. And we're like, fuck it. Let's shove crypto. And that was just like a 2020 to 2024 phenomena that is not going to happen again.
Yeah, I mean, definitely part of it. I mean, I don't think you're gonna see the L1 bullshit happen again. I mean, like ETH did really well with DeFi in 2020, and then it was like everybody was like, "Oh, there's something that went from whatever it was, probably like I think it was like 12 billion. It was something crazy. It was like 12 billion market cap, to like 600 billion market cap in 2020, something insane. But everybody saw that and was like, "Oh, we need to build an L1. We're gonna build an L1 because we can get funding. VCs are gonna invest in this. This is the future of finance. DeFi is the future." And everybody and their mom raised to build an L1 from like 2020 to 2024. Literally, if you were building an L1, you got immediate funding from everybody.
It's crazy.
And I think like that's not going to happen again. And the reason that's not going to happen again is because you can actually build real apps with real revenues and real distribution immediately now in crypto. And I think the L1s are going to need apps on their chain that are doing well. Like it's not just enough to be faster and cheaper. Solana did really well comparatively to ETH because it was so much faster and so much cheaper to build on. But like you got to beat Solana now. It's really hard to beat Solana if you're.
It's also like L1. A marginal TPS improvement.
It's like okay, we're doing like 10, 12k TPS instead of 10k TPS. Like all right, bro, like we don't really care. Like so I don't think that's gonna happen again. But I'm super bullish on apps, and I'm super bullish on apps in crypto because I think that like that design space hasn't really been explored all that much yet. And I think that like. I think there's a ton of experimentation people are going to do there, to be honest.
You know, you replied to it. I think it was Imran tweet yesterday, and he was saying it's no longer the case that you could just spin up an L1 and then hope somebody cool comes and builds the killer app on top of your chain.
Yeah.
Like I always liked Dan Romero did this. Like he built the Farcaster protocol, which wasn't a blockchain, but it was like the network of, you know, usernames and like what, you know, nodes on top of Farcaster. Mm-hmm. And then he was like, we're going to build the killer app, which was like Warpcast, right? And it failed. They shut down or they got acquired. I don't entirely know what happened. Yeah. But his thesis on it, I feel like was right, where it was like, if you're going to build the network, you also have to build the app because everyone can build the network. Nobody can build the app. Like, I'm curious on this point. Because, you know, there's a couple of things I'm excited about right now. Like, you know, we were texting about FWA or whatever. Mm-hmm. There's like a couple interesting spots of on-chain experimentation is happening again. Robinhood is back. And in a lot of ways, it resembles 23. Like you had Blast. That's a callback. It was so hype. And then now you have like Robinhood. Cool, though. Yeah, now you have like Robinhood Chain. Then you had things like Fantasy Top and Friend Tech. And now you have like FWA, you have cards, you have all the gotcha stuff. When you think of like viral crypto app, is it always going to look like this kind of niche DeFi on-chain experiment? Is that like can those get massive and reach escape velocity, and can enough money filter through like sort of niche DeFi experiment, or does it change what it looks like? Because I feel like that's what it's been for a while. Even the success stories is, you know, the Friend Techs of the world.
Yeah, I mean, I think the reason for that is like crypto superpower is allowing speculation on things. Yeah. And I think tokenization is like really closely connected to that. Like the speculation piece is what drives a lot of the activity. And I think another reason for that is like the social apps that exist outside of crypto are just have such strong lock-in, like Facts. Instagram, X, like Snapchat, like everybody lives and dies on these apps, and they just have such strong distribution moats that like I've been super bullish on X Money recently. I think X Money is like
bullish on X Money.
one of the coolest things right now. X Money. Like they have given you a debit card and a bank account in your Twitter or in your X account profile now. So like all the ad revenue just goes directly to my X Money now. I can get a debit card, I can spend that instantly, and they're giving 6% APY on all the funds you keep.
6%?
6%, which is crazy.
That's
but like
crazy.
So like socially, I feel like it's gonna be hard to compete socially without some kind of speculation piece that doesn't exist with these other social applications. Yeah. And that's kind of my thesis there. I think that's like crypto's superpower. And then also stables. I think stablecoins, obviously you're going to see a ton of experimentation there. Like they are by far better than what exists on TradFi banking rails for connecting retail to businesses and connecting commercial businesses to other commercial businesses globally. I think honestly, there's a lot of MetaDAO projects that are building in that area. Like Credible, I know is one of them that just launched Avicii is like another payments network. I think.
I
is just
like MetaDAO. I know you had profit on.
Yeah, I like Meta. I just talked to him last week. I like MetaDAO a lot. I actually do like MetaDAO a lot. MetaDAO is essentially, for people who don't know, MetaDAO is essentially a platform like Launchpad that is focused on connecting the equity to the token one to one. So it's like there's no kind of like concern over equity holders getting more than token holders. And the way they do that is like these decision markets where every decision you make as a business or as your company is dependent on something that token holders have already agreed upon. And like, if token goes to here, we're going to do this. If token doesn't go to here, we're not going to do this. These are our milestones we need to hit to like unlock our tokens and all these different things. But I think it's a really well-designed protocol, and serious startups building in crypto are going to start to use them a lot. But yeah, stablecoins, cool. Speculation, cool. I think gaming, honestly, is like really tough to crack, but it can't be gaming without like, again, I think the speculation piece and the gamification piece is interesting. Like that's why Gacha and the TCG platforms are doing so well, because people love to fucking gamble. Like, as much as people say that speculation is like, oh, it's bad and it's not good, like that's what's driven a lot of the value in crypto. Like, if Bitcoin was just like a network where you could send money back and forth, crypto would never have done as well as it did if you weren't able to like hold Bitcoin and benefit from Bitcoin increasing in value. So I think people hate on tokenization a lot more than they should, but I'm not sure if it's specifically just DeFi apps that'll do well. But that's also one of the other reasons I'm excited about crypto, is because when you can't see around the corner and you're like not exactly sure what the new thing is going to be, that like whenever that new thing comes, it's like everybody hops on it because you can't really see it before it happens.
I mean, I do feel as if there's some parallels to 2023 when you started to get these like pop-up little, like, I'm curious, like, do people start experimenting on chain because we're back, or are we back because people are experimenting on chain again?
Bro, I don't know.
Which way does that go?
I never can tell. I never can tell. But the reason I get so bullish at the bottom, people are like, bro, how are you so certain that the bottom's in? Like, it's not confirmed yet. Because like, if you are one of the people that's bullish at the bottom, that also convinces everybody else that like, okay, we might be back. And then people start building cool shit. Like, how low is price really gonna go like more from here? Like, even if we chop around for another few months, like, you want people excited about building things on chain. If nobody's excited about building things on chain and nobody's willing to risk their capital, then it's like nothing is really going to happen.
I had this discussion the other day. I was debating whether or not you like marked the bottom or you called the bottom.
I don't know.
And
I don't know.
It was like an interesting discussion because I think it was me and Malcolm were talking about it. And I'm like, fuck, you're right, though. It doesn't really take that much. But like, why do you do this with the bottom calls? You're one of the only people that, and you've been right. You know, like, Gut says we're topped. Makes a great story. Painful one, if I recall.
I know they fucked me like a week later. But
how that played out, it was a brutal one because they got you with that fake ass ATH. Yeah. But it was right. Yeah. And you like to call it tops and bottoms, where I don't really feel like a lot of the public traders are willing to do that. Like, why do you, like, maybe how do you, like, what goes into making a call, like saying we're bottomed or saying we're topped?
Yeah, I mean, part of it is just I really enjoy being on social media and like making calls in public. Like, I actually do really enjoy doing that. I mean, obviously you can just be a trader and like, oh, I sold everything here and not tell anybody. Oh, I bought everything here and not tell anybody. And then it's like nobody really cares. Like, you can trade and do really well. You don't need to be loud about it. A lot of the best traders who are like super, super, super successful don't say anything. They just, bro, like, yeah, I think the top's here and I'm out. I think the bottom, then I'm buying. Then they buy over a certain amount of time and whatever, ride the positions up. But for me, it's like retail is extremely bad at calling the top and extremely bad at buying the bottom. Like, if you are just a retail trader who does not trade these markets 24/7, you are very unlikely to call the top when everybody around you is screaming, oh, it's bullish, we're going to infinity. Facts. And it's very hard for you to buy the bottom when everybody's like, no, it's over. Crypto's going to zero. Sailor's going to sell $40 billion worth of Bitcoin. Like, everybody is in your ear like that. And you're not a trader. It's like, okay, why would I buy here? Why would I sell at the top? And it's like, there's only a few people, one, who are willing to risk their reputation on being like, I'm calling the bottom here. And if I'm wrong, there's going to be a million people mad as fuck at me that that you said it was the bottom and it's not the fucking bottom. So there's not a lot of people who are willing to do that. But like, I am confident in myself and confident in my ability in seeing the markets. But it's also like, I can help a lot of people if I'm right. And last cycle, I ended up being right in 2023 when everybody was bearish Solana. It was like, yo, you're fucking retarded. Why would you buy Solana at $20? FTX just blew up. They don't have SPF anymore. All these shit. But there were a few people who were like listening to me, like, bro, this dude is going on every podcast. Like, I'm bullish Sol because of these reasons. And it wasn't just like bullshit. Like, I literally thought through why I was bullish. This is my technical levels. This is the fundamental reasons for why. And a lot of people listen to that. And a lot of people made a lot of money from that trade, like being like, oh, this dude knows what he's talking about. And he's smart on markets in this way. And so the main reason is like, I do like helping people, but also it's like I'm a fucking social media crackhead, bro. Like it's like there's not anything really better than buying the bottom in size and being right about the bottom publicly, and then you make a lot of money, and then everybody else who tailed you also makes a lot of money. Like, you can't really beat that. I think that's why you see like a lot of the hedge fund guys who are like really successful billionaires, they still tweet. All of them. They all still tweet.
I mean, look at Gavin Baker. Yeah, that guy's on. Yeah, they tweet they go on podcasts all day.
All day.
Even bro, I was listening to this rant the other day. It's like the richest guy in the world who owns Twitter is on here getting rage baited every day.
Every day,
yeah,
bro. He's literally the richest person on the planet,
and he owns
he owns the platform.
And he's getting rage baited.
Like, yo, you're not really gonna Diablo. He's like mad in the replies, like, no, yes I am.
Yeah, yes I am. Okay, on this point, like, what do you think will have had to happen, or what will the world look like when you look down at your phone and open Phantom Wallet and there's $1 billion in the Ansem wallet? Like, what will have had to happen for us to get there?
Bro, I don't think that much, to be honest. I really don't. $1 billion, that would be like at 2 billion.
2 billion
FDB, about maybe a slightly more depending on how much I give away. But I think like last cycle, what drove Bonk and Whip doing well was when Solana broke out. So Solana broke out. It was trading between like $15 and $30 for probably like 6 months or so. Then Bitcoin started to move, and then Solana at the end of 2023 started to rip. And every trader who was watching that chart was like, oh, it's been in this accumulation range for like a lot of months. If it breaks above 30, I'm buying. I don't care if I'm bullish Solana, because of the fundamental reason, this is a technical play and I'm going to buy it. And when a lot of these traders started buying Solana last cycle in 2023 when it broke out, that like forced a lot of capital to be like, oh, maybe we should bridge to Solana. Solana's going up. And now a lot of net new capital bridged to Solana. And it was like, if you were looking at DEX volumes in Solana in middle of 2023, they were like fucking zero, bro. There was no money on chain, not a lot of people speculating. And then a ton of new capital came on chain and was like, okay, what are we going to buy? And the reason I was so bullish on Bonk back then is because Bonk was trading at like 40 million market cap. And it was the like most known coin on chain, community coin. And I was like, well, people bridge the soul. They're going to buy this. Like, there's not much else for people to buy. Gito hadn't done his airdrop yet. Jupiter hadn't done their airdrop yet. No. It was like not a lot of lending borrowing protocols. It really wasn't that much to buy. And so I was bullish Bonk because of that reason. I thought on-chain speculation was going to come back. So similarly now, I think if you see Bitcoin, the top of the range for Bitcoin right now is like 85K. I think that's where it hit like earlier this year. For Solana, it's probably around like 100. And the main, like the week low for me for Sol is like 82 to 84 is a key spot. But if you start to see Bitcoin and Solana trend up and start to like move momentum wise, bro, like the coins that are leading mindshare on chain are gonna get bid by people. What people don't realize is there's a lot of fucking money on chain that just sits on chain because these crypto native people don't want to move it off chain. Like, even if you're sitting in stables and you're not bullish on Bitcoin eSol or hype, you're sitting in stables. Like, there's a ton of people with millions and millions of dollars on chain, whether in a hardware wallet or anything else, just like waiting for stuff to go risk on again. And so if you think the crypto cycle, whatever, the 4-year cycle, if you believe in that, so you think like Q4 is the bottom. I think we're bottom now. But if you think Q4 is the bottom, there's a window now where if majors start to move and start to do well, people are going to bid if they're sidelined. And then when they bid, they're also going to bid the beta to those risk assets. And then it's like, if you're one of those risk assets that gets bid and you're a new coin, like a new thing that people have not done before or not thought through before, and there's no like really anything to compare it to, that's how stuff does really well, especially if retail is being onboarded through all these mobile apps where it was much harder to buy these on-chain coins before. And even Coinbase, like Coinbase right now, crazy. I talked to Brian Armstrong and talked to Jesse, and you can understand like their Coinbase wallet is basically integrated through all of Coinbase. Like, you don't need to have the coins listed on
They
Coinbase
just added
for
new
Coinbase
pairs
users
too.
to buy. Like they have new
They
pairs,
have new
bro. Like
pairs.
they have pump fund graduation pairs on Coinbase right now. Like low market cap coins. And so everybody on Coinbase is going to have easy access to. You got to imagine Robinhood. The Robinhood wallet is also going to be the same thing. All these mobile apps, you got to imagine those people, like they're breaking records in new users numbers right now too. I really don't think it's going to take that much, and that's without even like including me doing a lot more content outside of just the crypto realm, outside of just X, which is also something that I'm planning on doing and working through there. Because what I benefited from last cycle, I did like a lot of the traveling, going to crypto conferences and stuff. My account obviously is like at a 1.2 million right now. I know a lot more people now than I did last cycle. Like not even crypto people, just like people in general. And so my network is a lot larger. I just have like a lot more people to talk to and the people like reaching out to me and like people who know me. So I don't think it would be that crazy for that to happen. Like Whiff went to fucking 5 billion last cycle and it was literally just a dog with the hat like that. And that would be clearly over a B in my wallet. So,
Like, I kind of got obsessed with Pump Fun like a month ago or whatnot. And one of the reasons I got obsessed with Pump Fun is that I was I was on DeFi Llama looking at Vol. It was after Cash Cat. It was after Ansem and then Cash Cat. And it was the first time in a long time I had this like, I could feel the animal spirits like desperate to bid a coin. And then two of them go over 100 mil. And I look at the metrics and I'm like, wait, this doesn't even make sense. These numbers don't even make sense. And I start kind of like tapping back
into crazy numbers.
We'll post it in a second. I start like looking at the numbers. I'm like, this doesn't even make sense. And I start like tapping into my Telegram groups. But the thing that really got me was the TikTok. And I start scrolling TikTok and I'm like, hold on a second. All of these TikToks have like 30, 40K likes. Kimchi, Malone, Zach XBT, Orangey, Ansem, Pump Fun, Incentos, like Ethan Prosper. I'm scrolling on TikTok. I didn't really feel like this existed last cycle where there was this like trader lore from crypto. It's almost Rasmer. It's almost, you know what it almost is doing? Is I feel as if day trading got the spotlight as if you want to be a trader, like you do the funded account, prop firm day trading thing. And then over a long enough time frame, nobody made any money. And then just due to the law of averages, these on-chain meme coin kids did make a lot of money. And it's the same people making content. And eventually one of them like rises to the top. Like in a lot of ways, I feel like on-chain can take the spotlight and the thunder that like day trading has occupied just because people just were more familiar with day trading. And then you look at Kimchi right now.
It's going new.
Bro, it's insane. It's 30 million views. His tweet has 30 million views.
I didn't know it was that high.
No, it's 30 million views. And then so my question for you is like, bro, last cycle, to me, the most viral moment from last cycle is you, like, it might be a sort. I don't even know if it's probably you hung out with Kanye, bro.
Yeah,
brother. Kanye tweeted your passport picture and said, "Does anyone know Ansem?" He tweeted your passport picture, bro.
I know, bro.
So my question is like, is it like you actually think you can get more famous this cycle than last? Like, what does that look? What do you think that looks like if it gets there?
Bro, I do. I like it's kind of scary because I do think I could get more famous this cycle than I did last cycle. Because last cycle, it honestly was just happening. Like it wasn't even planned. And my account was just going crazy talking about crypto stuff. But I wasn't really outside like that doing a whole bunch of stuff really. I really was just tweeting nonstop talking about coins. And yeah, I definitely agree that like the TikTok group has been like a completely segmented market from CT. I think part of the reason why CT doesn't believe in Pump Fund's numbers is because they're not Zoomers trading on Pump Fund. Like they're just not the people trading there and not the people looking there. Like they're trading stocks and perps and everything else. But yeah, bro, I do think I could get more famous this cycle. I think it's already happening, bro. Like I walk around in New York and people come up to me like,
how often do you get recognized?
Pretty frequently, bro. Like
daily?
No, I wouldn't say daily, but like if I go out on the weekend to like a spot where it's like people there, like a club or bar or anything, I'm definitely getting recognized, like for sure.
What do you think about the intersection of like traders and flex culture? Because when I was looking at this, I think you are one of the only like like famous trader in that group that is known for being like a trader. Like
Mm,
you're lit at Twitter and you were like viral, but it wasn't like you were this like TikTok influencer that then started trading, or it wasn't
yeah.
like you were this mainstream streamer that then started trading or did both. I mean, you basically grew 1 million followers like being a trader. Like, do you think the flex culture like is bad for trading? Is it good for it? Is it part of it? Like, how do you think about that?
I think it's bad when the people that are when the most famous people are not good traders. I think that's when it's bad because then they're teaching people how to trade, but they don't actually know how to trade, and then everybody's losing money because they don't know how to trade, and then it's like then they get turned off from trading because they learned how to trade from somebody who doesn't actually trade. I think that's a bad situation. I do think though that like there is some positives to it. Like the flex culture works because it just hits the normie brain so well. Like, oh, this dude has this car which is worth this, and he's flexing this, and that like gets people attracted and into trading. Like, oh, he did this, he has this because he was a trader. Whether that's like true or not, it still gets people on board at the trading. And I do think that knowing how to trade is like a very, very important skill that everybody is going to have like some way, some a little bit in the future, or like not just starting now, because markets are just such a better, not better, but like one of the only ways that you can like compound your capital and get out of the current like social status level that you're at is through markets. And so I think a lot of people are going to get into trading because of that. But yeah, I've never really been into the flex cultures though. That's never been my thing. I just like to tweet and I trade. So the like content stuff kind of happened because people are like, dude, you know, you like have to, because if you don't do it, who else is going to do it? Like, who else is going to be the one putting out quality information, interviewing people, talking to people? And so I got kind of got like pushed towards doing it more and more. And I was tweeting a lot anyway. But like even in 2020, was it 2021? Even in 2021, like I was just tweeting. I had my private journal on the side, and my private journal was Consent. People, it has like 40K followers now, but it had like 100 followers in 2021. And on Consent, the journal, I like had a few like my close CT friends in it, but I would just post every trade, like every single trade I took, like every trade. I was like, it was like at the top of the month, I would do a thesis on the month. These are my biggest positions. This is what I'm looking at. This is where I'm wrong. This is where I'm right. And I did like a whole fucking thread of charts at the beginning of every month. And every trade I took, I would update on that account, like the trade I was taking, where my risk was, like what my reward was. So people knew how much I was making and what trades I was in. And then at some point, somebody was like, bro, you got to write a Substack. Like you need to write longer form so people can read it and we can like understand more in your thesis. I'm like, okay, I'll write a Substack. So I wrote a Substack and I posted the Substack on my private account. And then people shared it on my main and were like, yo, y'all got to read what this dude is talking about. Go look at this Substack. And I was like, okay, cool. So I posted the Substack, reposted it on my main from my private. And I think after I posted that is when Kobe asked me to come on Up Only, and they was like, yo, you should come on and we'll do an interview. And that's when I did the interview.
The
I was
entire
literally in
venture.
the entire venture, literally in the basement of my fucking old apartment building with like a laptop and spotty Wi-Fi, and the lights kept going off. Um, but yeah, that was like my journey into like doing content. But it was really just because I was posting the trades and people were like, yo, you got to post more information on the trades. That's how that
How do you how many positions do you hold at the same time? I feel like you are in every coin all the time.
happened. um, Not as much anymore. I mean, I try to keep it under like 10. I think try to keep it under like 10 now. But like I in like 2020 and 2021, I was fucking wilding, bro. I was doing a whole bunch of shit. Like I lost a lot of money in May of 2021. Like I don't know if people remember that candle, but like
Oh
when
my god,
Bitcoin,
yeah.
it was so fucked, bro. When Bitcoin looked like it was gonna retest, I think it was 40K, like previous high, and it just like cut right through it, and every single altcoin went like minus 60%, and it like 24 hours was retarded. I lost a lot of money in May 2021. And then after that, I like didn't miss a trade for the rest of like it was ridiculous. I didn't really miss a trade for the rest of like that year. And I was like long short at like whatever the best trade of like day week was, I was somehow in the trade. Like long short, all the directional shit. I was super bearish Bitcoin when I thought it was gonna break down in like late 2021, and I saw Axie and Luna start to move, and I was like, oh, I gotta flip bullish. Made money on Axie, made money on Luna, made money on Solana. Like my biggest trade towards the end of that cycle, I was like 3x my entire net worth in long Solana, like during the
Whoa.
end of 2021. And I was
3x
like,
your net worth long Solana?
Yeah, that was like that. This is the spot.
From what to what?
And if it breaks above its previous all-time high, it was around like 50, I want to say, before it went to like 200. Yeah.
Oh.
And it fucking ripped, bro. It ripped. And I remember some of my boys from high school, I was really like locked in my apartment trading nonstop. Some of my boys from high school hit me and were like, yo, you gotta come to Vegas with us for Labor Day, like come on vacation with us. And I was doing really well at the time. I was like, okay, cool. This is like a time for me to take a break. And that's when I like closed a lot of my shit, like right as that was happening.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's crazy time.
How do you think about, I want to ask you about stocks. Let me ask you this first. How do you think about optimal portfolio weighting at this stage? It's a weird spot, especially with a lot of cash. Like you know, we'll talk about stocks in a minute, but it's disgusting over there. Crypto is like, it's been disgusting. Maybe it looks decent right now. There's some on-chain spots. Like, how do you think about optimal portfolio weighting if you are bullish over the next like year? Or we could maybe focus it on crypto.
Just crypto or crypto stocks and everything?
I just do everything.
Everything. Yeah, I honestly got a lot of good advice from Flood on this. I'm gonna give Flood his
Flood, man.
Flowers there. Love Flood. But I think like as a baseline, you kind of want to have like some cash buffer that you always sit on, kind of like regardless of the situation. And I think probably like 20% is like a good cash buffer to have. Like you really shouldn't want to go below that. And then for like the rest, the split, I think like you should be so like 20% cash, like your most risk on, I think is like what I was saying. Higher percent cash than that is like your more risk on. And then the same thing with like risk exposure. Like you never want to have zero risk exposure, like 20% to risk in some way. You always need to be some exposed to the market. I've been saying that it makes more sense to have more stocks exposure than crypto exposure pretty consistently for the past like year or so. I'm kind of starting to change my mind on that now, just because I think if crypto does turn the way I think it's gonna turn here, that like you're gonna beat a lot of the returns that you would get from being in stocks right now. Like it's just gonna be hard for Micron to do another 100x from the 100x it just did. Like that just seems very difficult to happen. So I think the way I would probably split it would be like 20% stocks, 20% cash, and then like 60% crypto if I were like allocating right now. Obviously it's different if you're like super high net worth, but I feel like I'm not really talking to those people anyway. But yeah, I think crypto's in a really good spot. I really do, honestly. And I think that it's super discounted because a lot of people have already sold off their crypto and were chasing stocks and did really well in stocks. So I think you're gonna have good tailwinds if money does start to flow back. I think like as far as how I would split it up in crypto specifically, I would say that like last cycle, my thesis was you want to have like 70% in safer crypto plays, 30% in more degen crypto plays. And I still believe that to be true. I think that's how you should operate your crypto portfolio. So 70% in like safer crypto plays is obviously the majors. So stuff like if you're bullish Bitcoin, bullish ETH, bullish Sol, I think you can include hype in there now too, to be honest. And out of those like safer plays, you want to have something that's kind of like your play that you're most confident on, that maybe that's a mid cap, but you think is going to be like the core return for your portfolio. Like something that's like slightly more down the risk curve, but you're still high confidence on it. And it's not like one of the majors. So, yeah, I think, and then like the 30% is like on-chain stuff, like, and perps. So perps is when you're like, you see a momentum trade happen, like something like Telegram. I think Telegram was like ripped pretty hard at like a month or so ago.
That was a fun one, yeah.
But it was like a news-driven trade, and like the news-driven trades are really good for perps because you can hit them on leverage and your time frame is shorter. And if your time frame is shorter and you can hit them on leverage, and it's like returns the same than holding something that's safer, but you're in spot and you're waiting a longer time. So those are good perp trades, stuff like that. Momentum trades where you're like not looking on like a 12-month time
Yeah,
horizon.
yeah.
And then on-chain stuff, like we talked about FWA, I think stuff like that is cool. Like obviously microcaps, meme coins, a bunch of the higher risk stuff that like you're like could lose a lot of your capital, but you also could get 1,000x. And it's like, okay, well, if I'm like could get 1,000x or 100x on this, I'm willing to risk X% of my portfolio in doing that. And then yeah, out of that 70%, like the mid caps, I think are the most interesting, like best theses that you like try and find in cryptos, because they're usually spots where they're non-consensus, but they have like a good fundamental thesis around them, and then you find and wait for like the best technical setup to take them. And those are the trades that usually print the most for you. Like last cycle, that was kind of like Solana for me. I had Coinbase as my main, and I had Solana as my main. Those were like my two highest conviction plays. But Solana at the time was like 10 billion market cap, so like wasn't that big, and it went to essentially like 100 billion. Yeah, those areas. I mean, I like Pump a lot right now. I honestly do.
I really like Pump.
I like it a lot. I think it's one of the few spots where technicals line up. Like it just reclaimed a really big support level. It's been ranging there for like I think 9 months or something like that. Fundamentals is making a good amount of money consistently right now. And if you think that on-chain is going to heat up again in crypto, and what is retail going to want to trade, and where are they going to trade it? And I think Pump Fund just benefits from a lot of that activity. If you look at what they were doing at the peak of like last cycle, they were just printing money, bro. Printing, and they're printing now in a bear market. It's like, what happens when things turn again? I think it's really, yeah, I think it's a good setup, to be honest.
You had this tweet at it's a Bitcoin Charlie, where he was talking about people underestimate how long something needs to range at the bottom.
What?
And then you're like, hold on, draw it back to
move 10, it, bro.
Draw it back to 10 lows.
Yeah, bro. On 1010, every alt went to zero.
Every
alt with actually zero, like literally zero. On 1010, every single altcoin went to zero. And since 1010, every single month, people have been like, crypto is dead, crypto's not coming back. Why the fuck we hold crypto? We can hold AI stocks. Every single month. Every month. It's been 8 months of that straight, no change.
He started the box a week ago. I'm like, bro,
what are you talking about, bro? And it's crazy because the chart is literally like sideways and down for the entire time from 1010. A lot of altcoin charts are like that. I don't see what could possibly push altcoins lower than 1010 plus the current negative sentiment we have on crypto. Like, how can they possibly go lower than where they're currently at?
Okay, so basically since 1010, like, you've been posting about stocks a lot. I've been paying attention to stocks a lot for the first time really in my life, outside of like degen options in high school.
Yeah.
And I think one of the craziest things that I've watched unfold is the way up and the way down, and I'm calling it now the cospification of the world, where it's like we saw the I think I stole it, but I'll claim it. I saw you reply to that a guy that's going viral who turned like 1 million into 27 into like 3 million in like a month, bro, in a month. Yeah. And these charts, like DRAM's down 50-60%, Soxel. There's the SanDisk SNDXX or something, 2x leverage. SanDisk is down like 85%, bro, in like a couple weeks. And it's crazy because these charts, like even like the NASDAQ now, it moves like 2% a day, every day. Yeah. It's crazy the way that this has evolved. Like I don't know, like what do you, as someone that's been in crypto for so long, it feels like they trade like altcoins now. Like what do you make of the way that like price action is going on the biggest assets?
Yeah, it's why technical analysis works. Like people always decry, I think, technical analysis. The fundamental guys like, no, it's just lines on a chart. It's bullshit, bro. Technical analysis literally works because it's all emotionally driven, and it's all people who are like up a lot of profit and then down a lot of profit. That's why the buying tops at the highs is literally straight vertical, because that's euphoria and everybody's like shoving as much money in as they can possibly shove in at that point in time because they cannot get any more bullish on the market. And that's why shit goes straight vertical. But when that's happening, everybody's like shoving all their cash in. Obviously, if everybody's doing that, how much more cash can go into the market? That's why I've done a thread. I did this thread in 2021. Is like how to look for parabolic tops and like how to time them and how to hit them. And the reason they look the exact same on every single asset is because of that. Like it's literally the same buyers, same people panicking at the bottom, the same like the differing degrees of like going vertical. Like bro, it's shit. If you pull up the fucking micron chart, bro, look at the micron chart, bro. If you pull up the micron,
You want to share
chart,
screen?
Hey, let me see if I actually I can.
If it works.
Let's see.
I'll be so butthurt if it doesn't. It might not.
It might. Share. Oh yeah, I think I got it. It says I got it.
Allow. There you guys work.
Let's see. Oh, it might work. Yeah.
Here I have your thread too. I think this is your thread. I'll throw it in the chat.
Yeah. This is. Can you see this?
Yeah. Let me flip cam. Yeah. There you go.
Bro, like, look at this chart, bro. Fuck. Like, bro, it's straight up. It's vertical. It's even if you put it on log, it's like it's vertical.
Wow.
Like it's like this is clearly. I don't even need to fucking draw. You guys can see how the fucking
it's so
is happening. Currently.
It's so gross.
Like, it's nasty, bro. Where the fuck is the curve at? I'm tripping right now. It's this one. Yeah. Yeah, like bro, this is like definition.
How does the curve work?
Parabola. I mean, bro, it's really just like form fitting. But like if I were to try and draw what it looks like, you have this fucking, you have this. I can't even draw this one because it's so fucking vertical.
Gross.
It's really like disgusting. But essentially it's just like the degrees of separation of like degrees of how vertical it's getting.
Got it.
Like
Got it.
Getting more and more vertical. And then like it's
okay,
like
I see.
Drive situation. Like, okay, it's going up. Normally it's going up more aggressively.
And then
okay, it's going straight vertical. And then like after it peaks, you will typically have a throwback to where the last top was. And that's like your kind of chance to get out. I like called top on this at 10. I think I called top on. It was this one. I think I called top.
Oh my god.
I think it's like the same chart though. But I called top. I think like around here, 1800. I was like, bro, this shit is straight vertical.
And then just went for it one more.
And it went down. And then it went and made a higher high, which is actually even more fucked than throwback. That's even more fucked because this like gets people even more excited that you're still going.
Well, then we start tweeting like Qs are gonna 3x by the end of the year.
Yeah, yeah, that's crazy,
right?
But I mean, yeah, I do think these are. I do think these are probably close to like some kind of bottom. They've been down like 40%, pretty.
The crazy thing about this whole thing is like SPY's 3%, SPX is 3% off ATH, right?
Yeah, I mean the mag is pretty strong. Like Apple's at fucking all-time highs.
Apple is at all-time highs.
Actually like Apple a lot. The reason like I like Apple is because they've actually like avoided a lot of the spending on like all the AI model distribution that a lot of other companies tried to do, and they're like, nah, we have the distribution. We're just gonna wait for y'all to figure that shit out, and then we're gonna take whatever best model we can get open source, and we're gonna. They made the dude Turnus, the hardware guys, like super smart on hardware.
New CEO.
New CEO. Yeah, I think what their focus is going to be is like how do we get these models like locally on device, like as much as possible. So I mean, like Apple, Google, like I think the fucking big ones aren't really. I'm not as worried with like the Mag 7 to be honest, but like I think that the stuff that's up like 100x in a year, 100 billion to a trillion, obviously are just cooling off. But I'm not super bearish stocks. I just think it's funny how people say that like TA doesn't work when it always works.
Thanks for the screen share. You can undo it if you want. Yeah. Okay, here's one more question for you then on that Apple topic, which is like, I saw you quote tweet a thread that I actually liked. It was an avocado toast or somebody. And one of the thoughts is like, you know, the most recent Bitcoin cope that I liked was that everyone that made so much money on metals is going to buy Bitcoin. And I'm like, okay, I don't hate this. And then it didn't really play out. But then there's this like second cope, which is like the stock trade is so correlated to AI. Like you almost have to buy like Berkshire or something to not be exposed to AI. Even in mags, you're exposed to AI.
Yeah.
Then you see like Apple that's actively avoiding capex spend is at all-time high. And then you have like Bitcoin that is potentially like the complete, it's this like scarce asset, completely uncorrelated to AI. I think this is maybe like the crux a little bit of what he was talking about in this thread. Probably throwing some of my own sauce into it there, but like, do you think that is a legitimate bull case for BTC at this point? Because I feel like that's the one thing that's missing. It's like, okay, on-chain, yes. DeFi, yes. Hype perps, yes. And then you have like the big gold chud coin, and you're like, what is it going to take for this thing to like, what is our new narrative going to be to like get some rips into this?
Yeah, I think it's right. I mean, I think it's super accurate. Avo has said that. Somebody else had like a really, really good tweet on it. Damn, what was his? I forget who it was. Somebody else had a really good. Trying to remember who it was. Yeah, I'm not sure. But yeah, I think I do think it's a good thesis. I think that Bitcoin as like digital gold, scarce asset, something that you put your money into to have like diversified exposure to risk outside of just AI. I think that makes sense. Bitcoin has zero shit to do with AI, bro. Like, absolutely nothing.
Well, even the miners are gone for AI too. Like,
yeah, like
Mara,
literally, was it CoreWeave? I think was a Bitcoin miner at some
Mara
point.
definitely was, right?
Yeah, Mara definitely was. Like, what is? I'm sure Riot was probably doing the same type of shit. Yeah, no, it's definitely true for sure. I think, like, what else is there really to buy? Like, if you're one of the new tech elite people who are rich as fuck, like you're buying property for sure. You're buying gold for sure. I think that's one of the reasons that gold like ripped so hard this year after going sideways for like a decade. But I think another reason that I think Bitcoin is an interesting spot here is because everybody was bearish Bitcoin because of how well gold performed in 2024. Like gold went insane in 2024. I think it was what, like 2K to 4.
Did you trade it at all?
2K to 5. Not really. I caught like some like a mid threes, but not aggressively. Not I wish I did, bro. Like the meme coin into metals rotation was generational. It was generational, bro. Like if you look at when WIF topped in 2024, it literally was like stone bottom of gold.
Sell WIF and buy gold is insane.
It's crazy.
That's fucked up.
That's crazy.
That's actually fucked up. Yeah.
Bro, like who could have caught that? I don't know. Like maybe me and not a lot of other people, to be honest, because who would have been looking at even both things. But yeah, gold. I think gold outperforming Bitcoin was like a drag on Bitcoin in 2024. But this is a good thing because that was like a one-of-one like situation for gold. Like gold has been sideways for a decade, literally for a decade. It's not made an all-time high. It's like been under 2K literally for like 10, I think it's 12 years or something crazy. And that breakout, obviously like the most important breakout probably for commodities in like literally in a decade. And so I don't think that should disprove the thesis of Bitcoin being digital gold. Like it's not, that doesn't mean that Bitcoin is
It's cherry picking a little bit.
It's cherry picking for sure. Because Bitcoin during that time frame where gold was sideways went fucking 9 gazillion% up. Yeah. So I think the thesis of Bitcoin being digital gold is still valid. I think it's kind of like a short-term underperformance situation. I think people like Paul Tudor Jones have still been like publicly bullish on Bitcoin.
That was crazy.
Yeah, like at the bottom, bro. I think Druck is another one, Stanley Druckenmiller, who is like also publicly bullish Bitcoin. So you have like a lot of these quiet, like TradFi guys that are just like, hey, we don't really care what's going on, everybody else. Like we still think Bitcoin is like a core part of our portfolio that we're going to hold. And I think that's why we didn't break through 60K. Because I for sure thought we were breaking 60K the first time.
Who backed up in bid? Because it was not the
ETF. Who? Because it wasn't crypto people.
No, it was not.
It wasn't the ETF people.
It was not the ETFs.
They were selling. Crypto people were selling. ETFs were selling.
Sailor was selling.
Sailor was drilling it.
He was drilling
at 60K. Bro. Sold 200 mil at 60K. After buying every top for like 5 years, he sold 200 million at 60K at the most important support level that we needed to hold.
Oh my God, he's drilling it.
And somebody was buying. So I mean, somebody was buying. That's why I really don't think we're gonna break. I don't think we're gonna break 58 to 60. I think the like.
Would you like? How would you feel if new lows got swept?
If we like went like 40K,
even 55, like 50, like we start breaking below recent lows.
I think a break below on like the weekly and a reclaim back above to like 55, 56, that wouldn't be that crazy. If we like break below and like stay and like and go to like 40, I'd be like, okay, maybe maybe we shouldn't be looking at crypto for a minute. Maybe I'll go do some other shit for a while. Yeah, I don't know. If we go to like 40K, because that is what I thought was gonna happen. It was gonna wait like, because then you got to wait like probably 4 to 6 months more. I think that's what I think. I think if we were to go to like 40K, if we go to 40K on Bitcoin, probably go to like $40 on Solana. If that happens, it's probably like 4 to 6 months more. And I'm just like, okay, I got hella time. I don't need to worry about paying attention to this shit closely. But yeah.
What do you think about how do you think it's gonna this everybody's a trader thesis? How do you think this is gonna play out over the next like decade? Retail
Bro,
trading,
I'm bullish
democratization
on
of
it.
trading. Yeah,
I'm bullish on the thesis. I think the only smart person I've seen is like kind of counter to it. I love Chumba Wamba. I love that
he
guy.
thinks it's cyclical.
Yeah, he thinks it's like cyclical and it only happens at the top of markets, which is like part of that is true though. Like the times when people are most interested in trading is usually like close to a top. Like that's true. But like over time, you just have more and more people, I think, who are going to learn how to trade, whether it's like crypto, stocks, commodities, anything. I really think the future is like the same way you have a mobile app where you go to open social media, you check that for like trading. And I think that's literally the future. Like the same way people open X and like, oh, I go scroll, or open TikTok, oh, I go scroll, open Instagram, oh, I go scroll. You open fucking Pump Fund or whatever other app it is, and you're like, I'm also trading at like the same, it's in the same way. I think that's literally the future. I think perps are gonna get way a lot more popular. I mean, I think if you look at how much volume options currently do, especially like the short-term dated options, you got to be bullish perps, bro. Like there's no way you can look at that data and not be bullish perps. So I think that on a longer time frame is definitely going to continue to get a lot more popular. I do think what Chumba was saying is that like at the peaks you're going to have a lot more people interested in markets, which is true. But even when markets cool off, I think it's gonna like be higher and higher floors. I'm pretty confident in that.
You know, I scroll Hyperdash like it's social media. Because I had a call with the Hyperdash team and I was like, they're asking me for features and I'm asking them for more like wallet track and stuff. I'm like, oh, you don't care about like chase orders? And I'm like, I'm gonna be honest, guys, this is like a social thing for me. Like this is the social, like I'm not, this is like TikTok replacement. Also, rebuttal to Chumba is like, I think it's a fine point. But I was reading this thing the other day that like, I think up until maybe 10 years ago or something, retail couldn't even listen to earnings calls. Maybe it was a little bit longer ago, 15 years ago.
Really?
Yeah. Like
I didn't know that.
It's like a fairly new thing that like earnings calls are public. If I'm completely off on somebody call me out, but I read this thing, maybe it's 20. But I think that like, even if it is cyclical and it's a thing that happens at the top, because the tools are like things like Robinhood exist and things like 2000, so 26 years ago. Things like Phantom, things like Robinhood, things like these like trading apps are in people's hands now. Even if it is a top thing, there's this like group of people that would have been interested, that could have been interested, that weren't able to because they didn't have the access to. And so from that alone, I would imagine you get this like uptick in people trading. So I don't know.
I agree.
We'll see what happens with it, but it feels like the traders or the new celebrity thing is like, I don't know. Kimchi got 25 million views, bro. And there's a lot of rich guys that have a Maybach.
That's a lot.
There's a lot of rich, like, there's a lot of Nepo kids that have Maybachs. You know what I mean? Like you're not the only rich guy flexing on. It's like it's not just the fact that he's rich, because there's plenty of people that can post rich. It's like he did the 40.
He did the thing.
He did the thing, and then he's posting it, and people are like, "Oh fuck,
bro!" Like that's the reason I think you're spot on with the traders are new celebrities. You've been saying this for like a couple of years now, I think. So I think you're on track with that. The reason I think you're on track with it is like people love celebrities because they're really good at their jobs and they're rich. Like it's either athletes that they're really good at being an athlete, or like an actor, it's a really good actor, and they have a lot of money. So like people obviously also want a lot of money. Traders are the only demographic where it's like they made a lot of money from trading, and they also can teach you how to be a trader. That does not exist with athletes. LeBron cannot tell you how to be LeBron. Fucking Leonardo cannot tell you how to be Leonardo. But Kimchi can tell you how he made his money trading. He can tell you what he was doing, what he was looking at. Like people who use technical analysis, people who trade low caps, and people who trade on chain, they can literally teach you how they made $40 million in less than whatever, a couple years. So that's the key differentiator, I think, between content and celebrities and financial content and traders is that like it's actually worthwhile listening to what these people have to say, which is not the same with every other celebrity.
Wow, I've actually never thought about it like that. That's why the course thing hits so hard.
Bro, that's why. Like and think about it. The courses that a lot of the influencer people are selling, they're actually not really making money off the courses. It's purely on the thought that you might be able to make money through the courses. Bro, day trading courses were so popular. They were trading Forex, bro. Forex moves like 1% a week. Bro, they
The
were
pips
trading
and shit.
pips.
Yeah.
Pips, bro.
Yeah, pips.
Baby pips, bro. Like, this is not the same thing as being able to hit 1,000x on chain. It's just not even close to the same. And people have not, it's not gotten as popular as like that shit was. It's crazy. The only reason those courses were popular because people thought they could make the money. Just the thought that they could make the money.
You feel like ostracized from your OG like crypto groups because you're like so pilled on this, on memes, on chain. Like, do you feel like
Yeah. Yeah. Some people are mad as fuck at me. Some people that called me a scammer and all this other shit. I've had people like who I thought I was actually friends with who like, nah, don't fuck with me because I'm so bullish, like memes and tokenization and all this. It's not like my close friends. So obviously it's not like that deep like my real friends. But it is weird to see, like, bro, I've been here with you guys the entire time. Like, it's not like I changed up and did anything crazy. I was here in 2017 on BitMEX and Bittrex and fucking Cryptopia
Matrix?
and all these fucking exchanges. I was here like in 2020 when DeFi popped off. Like I've been here the entire time, like with the same amount of people. I've made and lost money very publicly a lot of times. Um, and I think I've been able to kind of evolve and see where the puck is going in crypto in ways that like a lot of people have not been able to. Like as you know, I've been super bearish ETH. I actually think ETH looks good right now, which is kind of a weird spot. ETH does look good right now, but I've been super bearish ETH. Like last cycle, I was a lot more bullish Solana and a lot more bullish on chain, and obviously I was bullish on memes too. And I think a lot of people weren't able to make that like flip and switch. So it has been interesting. It is interesting, yeah.
Okay, I'll let you go in a minute. I got like two more for you. I'm curious, like, what do you think about, like, if, you know, Ryan Watkins, I love Ryan Watkins, and I know you like him too. Those guys have crushed it. He made his tweet the other day about how, like, people get way too bearish at the lows, but then they don't get bullish enough on the rebound. Like, even you talk about this a lot too. Even like the dreamer targets are like pathetic. Like 10, like the dreamer targets suck, right?
They're bad, bro.
And he made this post, and it was like a callback. He's like, you know, when's the last time I saw a post about like decentralized identity, or like about a bull post about DPIN, or like DAOs, or like a lot of the stuff that I think people came here for in 2021. And I would imagine that like the majority of onboarding, if you like, there's just gonna be way more onboarding to like a trading app to trade memes on chain than there will be for like DPIN. Do you like, you think that's like bad for crypto? Do you feel like a type of way about that? Like, is that like, you feel like the vision was like abandoned, or do you think it's just like a natural passage evolution for the space? Like, what do you have like a feeling about that?
I do. It's like I kind of made a good comparison the other day. I was like, blockchains are kind of like cities. Like L1s are kind of like cities. And if you're a city, you
Oh,
have
it's to Brian Armstrong, right?
I think I said it. Yeah. I think I said it to Brian Armstrong. And then one other. Yeah. But like they're kind of like cities in that you have different kind of businesses in that city that all make money and attract like patrons. So you have your fucking restaurants, which just do well. You have your banks, which do well. You have fucking tax offices and shit that do well. You have real estate that does well. But you also have bars that do well. You have clubs that do well. You have like casinos that do well. And those also bring revenue to your city. So like if you're a fucking mayor of a city, you can't be like, we're gonna shut down all the bars and clubs and casinos because I don't like bars and clubs and casinos. And I think the comparison between meme coins and like DPen or finance apps is very similar in that people spend a lot of time on social media. Like retail understands memes really well. You're not going to see the same, like if you look at Instagram, there's like 3 billion users of Instagram. There's only like 30 million holders of meta stock.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot more people that are just on social media doing things online than there are spending time in your banking application. So if you take those same comparisons, it makes sense why people would be more interested in meme coins than doing analysis on a stock. But that doesn't mean that it's a bad thing that that's what people are focused on speculating on. But part of what I want to do is like also highlight the real businesses in crypto that are doing well and like are solving real problems, because they need to be highlighted by crypto natives first before institutional capital will even allocate towards them. Because that's what you really want allocating towards these businesses. Like something like Credible, you want institutional capital who sees this startup fixing a real problem for businesses cross-border in the world, using crypto to do so, using stablecoins to do so. And institutional capital sees this, but didn't want to invest in a seed round to do it because they didn't want to take that risk. But us as like crypto natives are the ones who are going to take that risk. And then once it's more clear that tokenization around this business makes sense and they have real revenues and they're breaking out and doing well, then I think you see institutional capital come on chain. And that's why I think it's important for the equities, on-chain equities piece. I think like Backpack and Sunrise, obviously Hyperliquid and Trade XYZ, and like the perps around equities are important, is because that's attractive to institutional capital. And if you have institutional capital that's coming on chain for those things, you also have institutional capital that's going to come on chain to bid these startups that are tokenizing themselves. So I don't think it's necessarily bad that people are interested in meme coins. The same way that you can't get people to stop scrolling TikTok, you're not going to get people to stop buying meme coins. It's just not going to happen.
I think it's such a good take, and it brings me to this like. I said it as it relates to Base. I said it as it relates to Robinhood, that like all these, these exchange chains they launch, and they're like, we're doing RWAs. That's what we're doing. We're doing RWAs on chain, real world assets. We're an exchange. We have users. And then it doesn't work, and then boom, Cash Cat, and then everyone and their mom bridges to Robinhood, and then you get like whatever GME coin backed by GME, and there's like $30 million of volume minted GME shares, and then it's like boom, there you go. It's like you kind of got to take the strip club with the JP Morgan together.
You have to
in the same city. I think that's one of your best. That was one of your. That's why I think he wanted to come on after he read that. He's like, fuck, I think he's right. I gotta come on the street. Fuck.
Yeah, he's like, this dude might know what he's talking about.
He's like, fuck, man. Yeah, dude. Anyways, dude, I appreciate you coming on. The market bubble is fucking lit. It's sick. You go live once a week. And I don't know. I have a lot of the same like theses that you do, or at least I feel like reading your tweets helps me like flesh them out. And so it's at the very least, it's an interesting spot for crypto. It's like an
what do you think? Are you bullish? What do you think?
I mean, I have a lot of coins right now. Like I have a lot of coins. Like it's is it relative strength, or is it like delayed dump? It's like where I'm kind of stuck. Like what's funny about it to me is I was talking today about like why I still hold Pump. And to me, I hold Pump because the numbers are insane. And sort of like Pump, Zcash, and Hyperliquid, I feel have all formed their own little community separate from like Bitcoin, right? Like it feels like every month you get some new like Silicon Valley guy talking about Zcash. Right now it's Chamath. Before it was like Balaji. Before it was like Naval. And I'm like, okay, this thing just like serves a purpose for the world that's going to exist separately from whatever else is going on in crypto. Clarity Act, no Clarity Act. Like Naval's buying Zcash. Cool. That thing's gonna survive. Hyperliquid, same thing. And then I realized it with the meme coin stuff and Pump. I'm like, oh, you made this tweet the other day. Someone was like, where's the 1010 candle on the Pump chart? And you're like, bro, they don't even know what happened. They have no idea it even happened. Like Ethan Prosper buying 7% of 10K coins. He has no idea it even happened. It's not a thing. And so I started getting bullish about the Pump thing. And then crypto hits you with this, I guess this is like the irony of markets, where it's like, okay, Bitcoin kind of looks bottomed, or at least locally bottomed, starts ticking up, ETF inflows start coming in, and then you get like on-chain experimentation, right? You have like the FWAs of the world, you have Robinhood chain, you have Vlad talking, you start to get like experimentation. Lighter starts ripping, fuck it, Uniswap, like you just start to get experimentation. And at the exact moment it looks good, it's like, okay, Russia's gonna hike rates. Ukraine is hitting Iran oil tankers. That's a thing. Oil's going up. Treasury yields are going parabolic. And then Sanders goes down 50%. And so it catches you on your fucking heels. But I mean, I'm down to capitulate my coins, but I feel like it's as good of a spot as ever. And I'll tell you what, I just love the on-chain experimentations. I was talking to Tulip King on a call before this. I came into crypto for NBA Top Shot because I was in sports cards and everybody hated Top Shot. I'm like, fuck, what is this Top Shot? Oh, what is this NFT? Then you get to Bored Apes and you get down the line. And so it's the first time in a while I feel like I've seen protocols launching that are scratch my itch. Even the dumb shit, GME backed by GME. I'm like, oh, it gives me.
That's interesting.
Yeah, it's interesting. Whatever. It's interesting. It gives me the itch again. Yeah. And I'm thinking about crypto. I'm thinking about crypto, and I don't feel like I'm praying. I felt like I spent 9 months praying. Right. And so, we're kind of following your lead on the price action thing. I'm going to be honest. We're kind of following your lead, but it feels like some itches are being scratched for the first time in a long time. And that's enough for me at least to allocate a lot of my time. We're spending most of our streams talking about crypto again, and we haven't been doing that for a while. Yeah. And so it's a lot of words to say optimistic, I suppose.
Yeah. No, you've been crushing it, bro. I've been watching. I feel like you've gotten a lot more. You've gotten deeper on everything. You do stocks, deep on stocks. You deep on the macro, deep on crypto, and you're taking the trades in real time. It's sick, bro. It's honestly been sick to watch. It's been
okay. Give me this as a sign off, because Rhino I asked Rhino this, he gave me a good answer. You kind of talked about it, but on the growing followers. Thank you, by the way. On the growing followers, on the posting, do you recommend people publish their trading and make a conscious effort to get some followers on Twitter? And how do you think about that as it ages out?
Publicly, I think it's tough to do publicly without it impacting your mental. You have to be really strong mentally for you to put your ideas out in public and not be affected by what everybody's saying around you. Because it is hard, because typically when you put something out publicly, if you get a lot of pushback on it, you're usually in a good spot instead of in a bad spot. Because for you to call a top or call a bottom, the consensus has to be bearish. Consensus is usually bearish at the bottom, and consensus is usually bullish at the top. So when you put out ideas on Twitter, you're going to get a lot of negative feedback a lot of the times in pivotal spots where you're actually right. And that can negatively impact your thought process around the trade if you don't stick to what your original ideas are. So I would say it's tricky. I mean, if you really want to be one of those people who's educating and helping other people trade, then I'd say it's worth it. But for a lot of people, it's probably better to just journal privately and keep your thoughts privately, and then bounce ideas off of people that you're close with and thinking through them that way. Yeah, it's hard, bro. I mean, I feel like I've done it for a long time now, and even it affects me. You just said that time I was Gut says top. I was confident we're top. And then we everybody's oh, you're dumb, you're wrong. Then we
I was flaming you. Everybody. Every green candle, I'm like, damn, your gut hates you. Also, Phantom 100 gifted. Shout out to Phantom. Every green candle, I'm like, damn, fuck your gut, bro. Get that shit checked.
I know, bro. And then they're all-time high, and I'm like, okay, I'm buying Bitcoin here. And it literally top. Literally top that fucking hour or whatever it was. It was crazy. So yeah, it's tough. I mean, it's worth it if you really want to do content around trading long term, because I mean, as we've talked about, I do think that's the people who do it well are just going to be in such a good position to have the years of practice of doing so. I do think it's a segment on social media and in content creation that has not been hit yet. And if you are early to one of those, I mean, obviously you just print infinite. So if you really, really, really do want to be that, then I think it's worth it. But if you're just doing it just to do it, then no, it's not. It's not.
It's a good take. Anthony, you're the GOAT, bro. Who's on Thursday? Or we don't know yet.
Thursday. Who we doing Thursday? I actually don't know if I'm supposed to say.
No, don't say it. Don't say it. Don't say it.
Yeah, it's good though. We got good one Thursday. I think we're a good one. I think we're announcing. I think we're finalizing tomorrow. I think it's not 100% yet, but yeah, it's gonna be a good one on Thursday.
Okay, say less. Dude, I'll see you again in 6 months. You're the GOAT, bro. Yeah, sun run, complete sun run. I
Thank
hope
you,
you're
bro.
right. I hope you got that gut checked and that thing is working well, brother. That's
Bro, I'm
what I
lucid. I'm
hope.
locked in. I'm locked in.
Oh, last thing. Sold $600 by February 15th. Really?
That was aggressive. That was aggressive. Okay, that was aggressive. February 15th is just my birthday.
Oh, what? January 15th, movie. Yeah, that was aggressive.
That was aggressive. That was aggressive.
Updated 450.
I
300?
do think 600 is the target though. I don't think that quickly. Okay. I do think that's the target.
That was a little lie. All the Clippers are like, ask him.
Yeah, I don't know that fast, but yeah, I do think 600 though. That's my spot.
All right, bro.
Cool.
Anything you want to shill? Shout out anything?
I feel like most everybody already got me on X. Via X, BLKNOIZ06. Oh, follow me on Instagram. BLKNOIZ_06. My TikTok is actually fucked right now, but it's the same.
What's
as my
fake
Instagram.
Ansem on TikTok?
Bro, it has like 200K followers. It's BLKNOIZ.
I'm probably liking those tweets.
Bro, they have every single clip is like there. They're killing it. They're crushing it. It's like so much of my content
Low
is
key,
there.
just get him on payroll, like.
Bro, I know.
Surely we can work this out.
Yeah, and he takes the fucking he has a fake Telegram. I don't know what he posts in there, but he has a fake Telegram, so it's kind of tricky. But yeah,
that's not gonna work. Bro, you're the GOAT. Ansem, talk soon, bro. I appreciate you. Much love.
Appreciate you,
Peace.
brother. Later.
Yo, shout out to Phantom Wallet. The honor gifted. Phantom, we love you. We love you. We love you. Ansem's the GOAT, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Ansem's the GOAT. This is what I'll tell you. I'm sitting here as time goes on. I'm interviewing Ansem, and I'm reading my Telegram chat, and people are firing about like, what is this coin? What's going on? DD here. Hundreds of messages. I don't scroll Telegram for 30 minutes. I have hundreds of messages, bro. Hundreds of messages about different stuff. This on this chain, this on Robinhood. Again, what I said to him at the beginning is, it's like, he asked me, what do I think about the market? It's like, look, I'm not a top bottom kind of guy. I'm not a like call whatever. I'm not a like, man, I don't even know how else to say that. I'm not a top and bottom kind of guy. How else am I supposed to say it? I'm not a call the directional position with confidence kind of guy, but I look around and I see things happening. Like I like to see the ecosystem thrive. And it feels like the ecosystem is starting to thrive. It's like there's spots. I'm looking, there's FWA, there's this thing on this chain. There's this thing over here. There's this doing this. I gotta stop saying FWA. There's this on here. There's different chains. There's activities, cross chain. It feels like there's things happening again. And I think the best gauge is what percent of what are we talking about on our stream? And at one point, man, it was like 90% stocks. It was like I wasn't even talking about crypto at all. Like zero. It was like 0%. I'm getting like pulled aside to have a discussion. Like, yo, threadguy, like we gotta like maybe mention crypto this week. It's Friday. Like, say something about crypto. It's Friday. Like, it's been 4 days. And I'm like, okay, fine. And now it feels as if there's a million things. It feels like it's hard to keep up with what's happening on crypto. And that's when you get like a little bit of an uptick. And so in a lot of ways, I, at the very least, like feel like I can gauge the opportunity of a spot. And it feels like there's a relative, that has a narrative show handler, bro. I got a handler for everything. We're a fucking corporation, dude. We're an operation corporation. It's like 15 people on the team. I have a handler for everything. There's spots happening. And so this is what I love about our stream. I'll show you the stream. This is what I love about our stream. Is whether it's crypto, whether it's prediction markets, whether it's on-chain, whether it's off-chain, whether it's stocks, whether it's tokenized stocks, whether it's perps, whether it's alts, whether it's majors, whether it's fucking bonds, whatever it is, somebody's getting rich on it, and we're talking about it on the stream. My favorite stream we've ever done to this day, it was like we started with Jimothy on Sol, we went to GME on Robinhood Chain, we went to Treasury, we went to War, we went to AI stocks, we went to memory, we went to Google earnings, we went to talking about CapEx and CapEx beneficiaries, and we closed it out with a Tom Lee video talking about stocks on CNBC. Like, someone's making money on it. The way markets move now, the cost beefication of the world, it's happening every single day. and we cover it on stream. I'm live every day, 8:30 a.m. EST. That's usually when I go live. And I promise you, brother, somebody's getting rich. Why not you? And why would you not know about what's happening when it's happening? That's what we do. Pit World Order. You wish I would chill it. I'm not going to. We do it every day. It's all we talk about every day. Lurker from the DMV. Love, brother. Love. They don't know about the DMV. Bob, they're not ready for the DMV. I promise you that. I promise you they're not ready for the DMV. Don't even give it to them. Don't even mention it. Don't even shout out the DMV. No one knows about the DMV. Okay? I love you, Easy. That's what we do. Every single day. If it's happening, if someone's making money about it, if it's fucking Pokemon cards, if it's the LeBron economy and we're longing Philadelphia and Cisco because LeBron makes the value of Philadelphia go up. Therefore, it means season tickets go up. Therefore, it means Cisco, who has the naming rights of, is it Cisco? It is Cisco, right? Of the arena. And therefore, the Comcast, whatever. I don't even know what it is because there's so many stock tickers that just in my head all the time. Comcast, LeBron called the bottom on Comcast by signing with Philadelphia. We're talking about it. That's what we do. That's what this is about. That's what it is every morning at 8:30 a.m. EST. I'm leaving. I'll see you tomorrow. If you like fucking trading, if you like being active, if you like covering what's happening in the market, I'm talking about it all day, every day. If it's crypto, if it's stocks, if it's treasury, whatever it is, we're covering, and I highly recommend you join. If you like Ansem, you like me. If you like me, you like Ansem. I'm rugging the stream. I'll be back tomorrow. It doesn't stop. I got meetings. I got everything to do right now. I'm excited. I'm looking forward to it. And I will see you tomorrow because I will catch you when I catch you. I'll see you when I see you. Have a great rest of your day. 8:30 a.m. EST tomorrow. I love you, motherfuckers. Shout out to Phantom Wallet. Peace. See you, Darren.